you
Well,
know?
I think we'll always be children learning more and more from our eternal God and Father. And like you said, Romans 1, we all know God, but then later in Romans, he says, "Who has known the mind of the Lord?" Rhetorically saying like nobody knows the mind of the Lord, not in a comprehensive sense. And so we know God because he has spoken. We know him by what he's revealed to us. But we will never ever even come close to knowing him comprehensively. And just based on what we've already spoken about, we're never even going to understand ourselves comprehensively. That's why we're saying, like, yeah, we have brains that factor into every thought we've ever had, but we don't understand them. Um, and so the idea of understanding this God, it's sort of like we thirst for eternity, but we can't really comprehend it. Or maybe a better way would be to say we hunger and thirst for the eternal God, even though we're never ever gonna be so full of the eternal God that we cease to hunger and thirst for him.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so, that's an exciting thought for me because there's this foolish idea that heaven will be boring, like wouldn't it be terrible to live forever? And it's like, yeah, well, stuck in the body that you're in right now with the conditions we all live in right now, eternal life sounds like drudgery, but um, that's not at all what's described. Instead, it's like it'll be this eternal growing towards God without ever becoming God.
Mm.
Like just learning, lifelong learning for all eternity without ever arriving because you can't arrive at eternity when you're a finite being. The image is never going to catch up to the the one whose reflection is in the image.
Wow.
So it's just like you go on for so then you again now there's like this eternal dimension to the wonderful works of God. Not just what he's done in the past, not just what he's doing now. It's the wonderful works of God that will go on forever and ever and ever, and that we get to be a part of. Is just a tremendously exciting perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like here on this earth, I can see it in myself where I'm like, I'm never satisfied with what I've learned. Like, I want to know more about this. I want to try that. I want to do this. Like, that's just human beings in general. And I think we have this sense of like YOLO. Like, if you don't experience it here, this is all you got.
Yeah,
And I think it's like Christians, it's number one, the fact that humans do that should be indicative that of something perhaps greater that we are meant for, because none of us is going to fully realize everything that we want to do. It should speak to the fact that we perhaps are eternal beings
yeah,
who, and then also, that we will, like, it's not just what you get to do here, like a beautiful sunset or whatever. Like, it's nothing compared to what it will be in eternity. And God is he is so far beyond us and so
yeah,
complex and so
yeah,
beautiful. And we can never behold him enough,
yeah.
as you said. And so,
And all
yeah.
of
Uh,
you think take into account this whole idea of a fall and death and things not like we have never seen beauty apart from a fallen world. Um, we've we've seen sunsets, we've seen paintings, we've listened to great music, we've enjoyed the joy of a child learning to walk or whatever the case might be. But all of that is tainted. It's all under the shadow of sin and death. We just, that's when you get into like eye hasn't seen nor has ear heard these sort of glories that await us, because to think about how beautiful things can be now, and then to say, and that's in a world where there's still death and fall and curse and sin, you take all those things away. It's like, oh man, it's just tremendously exciting. And I agree with you. Like, your life now or fear of missing out or whatever the idea is, like so much better than a bucket list. And that sort of thinking is like, there are things I'm not going to get to in this life, and that's perfectly fine because I have all eternity.